Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be talking about this guy, Rian Johnson. So, as you all know, I talked about this the other day about how Rian Johnson had confirmed on Twitter that he was still doing a trilogy. So we see here again that tweet that I was talking about, Matt Allen. Again, are you still working in your Star Wars trilogy? I'm waiting for it. And he says, yup, fist bump. So again, that's him. Just coming from Rian Johnson, nothing's coming from Disney, nothing's been confirmed as far as when these would be coming out, what these stories would be about, and maybe in his own head, he's thinking to himself, oh yeah, I'm writing my own trilogy, and I can't wait to show the entire world what I have already, and wait, is that a fan fiction site? Oh, that's a really great idea, let me try and put that in my film. We all know that that's what Rian Johnson's doing right now, but, oh man, it has just gotten so much better for Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson has shown why he is box office poison. If looking at The Last Jedi is any indication, again, $700 million less than The Force Awakens. Again, nothing to snuff at. If that was not already enough for you to understand how Rian Johnson is never going to make a huge blockbuster movie ever again in his life, you need look no further than his Twitter account, because, oh man, he has proven himself time and time again to be a gigantic bully and also a giant, in his own words, man baby. It's so funny how he'll call other people man babies, so he'll call other people childish, and other people will come out and defend him saying, oh well, he's just, oh my goodness, no, you just don't understand, he's being attacked and we have to defend him, and it's like, excuse me. But what about when he does it to other people? And so this is a reaction that he had to Mike Zero. So as you see down there, it says, wait! That's actually, that's probably more of his laugh. Is it all because of Zero? I know, it annoys me too. So he's laughing because of Mike Zero. And again, I'm not going to stand up and say that I am a huge Mike Zero fan. I don't watch Mike Zero personally. I don't know Mike Zero. I know that he does a lot of videos on Star Wars related topics, and I know that sometimes he makes claims based on sources that usually don't really have any other verification other than just I said so. And I know that sometimes he puts certain things in his titles to try and get more views. And again, I understand it. It's what you do on YouTube. It's what you have to do. You have to put things out there. You have to talk about things that are relevant. You have to talk about things that are going to get covered. And I understand all of those things. But we see right here why Rian Johnson is so disliked by so many people. And it goes far beyond just the fact that he made a bad movie. Because again, we could stop right there and say, I don't like Rian Johnson as a director because he made a bad movie. I mean, again, we could at least say, hey, you know what? At least this guy is trying. He made an attempt. It didn't work. It wasn't the best thing in the world, because we've had directors, we've had writers who have made bad stories, and we've been able to say, you know what? It wasn't very good. And that's pretty much how we leave it. The reason why Rian Johnson is getting attacked or bullied or whatever it is you want to say is because of the way that he treats fans. It's because of the way that he treats critics. You look to, like, most other adults when they are criticized, when their film is criticized. What do? They usually say, hey, I'm so sorry that you didn't like the film. Again, I take anything that's constructive that you'll give to me, and I'll be glad to try and keep that in the future. We've seen other people who've either been attached or were attached to Star Wars universe movies and then got fired by Kathleen Kennedy because Kathleen Kennedy is incompetent. We've seen that happen before with even their films being criticized. A great example of that is Colin Trevorrow. Again, he was originally planned to have this next episode of Star Wars, and then he had a falling out with Kathleen Kennedy, as a lot of people tend to do, because she apparently has no idea what the hell she's doing. But we saw from that is that he made Jurassic World 2, which made a crap ton of money at the box office, but also got panned by critics and audiences alike. And guess what? He didn't go out and attack them. He said, hey, I appreciate the fact that you are coming back, that you're having this kind of response, because having any response at all is a sign that this film is getting you thinking. And if it's a negative thing, then that's something that I need to think about. If I'm hearing overwhelmingly negative things about a film that I've done or about anything else, again, speaking from his perspective, then what he's saying is that, no, you should be heard. Again, you should be heard, because at the end of the day, these films are being made for you. These films are being made for an audience. A film is not made in this void, in the empty void of space. And a film, especially a Star Wars film, is made for people. Jurassic World is made for a wide audience. It's made for a crap ton of people. Rian Johnson made a film that was for a small number of people. Now, again, A lot of people may have liked it, apparently, but it was made for a small number of people in mind. And that's the reason why you saw that there was this divide among the fans. The biggest problem, though, the biggest thing wrong with Rian Johnson right now is that he continues to attack the fans, and then people should defend him and say, oh, that's just because he's getting attacked. That's because he's being bullied on Twitter. And all I can say is, well, no, if he had just made a bad movie, you would not have seen what you're seeing on Twitter. You would not see people who are maybe attacking, maybe being bullies. Again, I would say that a lot of the things that get attention usually aren't, because a lot of times Rian Johnson ends up starting it by, again, calling critics man babies, by trying to call out fans just because they were critical of his film. This is a guy who does not know how to take criticism. That's what it comes down to. Again, not every single person likes my videos, for example. And if they don't like my video, guess what? Okay, then I'm not for you. I am not your cup of tea. But at the end of the day, it just does not make a difference, because there are people who do like my stuff, just like there are people who do like The Last Jedi. But when you go out and attack people the way that you're attacking them, it's just ridiculous. And so that's the reason why. I just want to get that background. That's the reason why people are going after Rian Johnson. It's not just because he made a bad film. Again, he did make a bad film that's worthy of being criticized for. And again, and I'm going to have him on the channel very soon. Matthew Caters, we're talking behind the scenes. We're going to try and get an interview up talking about Rian Johnson, talking about The Last Jedi, talking about these things, because it's something that's worth talking about. So expect to see that over the next week or so. But go read his articles, because seriously, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about from a storycraft, from a narrative perspective. And what he shows himself, what he shows is very clearly that there are narrative flaws in The Last Jedi. Just like there are narrative flaws in a lot of films, but there are a lot of deep narrative flaws with The Last Jedi. And again, you can like the film. Fine, like the film, but you can't deny the reality. The problem with Rian Johnson is that even when people are showing him and being critical of the film and trying to be constructive with the criticism, he still lashes out. And so let's actually get to the news of the day, which again is him attacking Mike Zero. This is actually, to me, this is bullying, because to me this is a Hollywood director who's got, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in his pocket, who's going after a YouTuber who can't take criticism from a YouTuber to the point where he has to mock him in public. And then guess what he did? Guess what Rian Johnson did? If you try and find these tweets, guess what? They're not there anymore. They got deleted. So not only does he put this garbage out there, but then he backtracks, he deletes all of his tweets, and guess what? This guy is just this guy's an imbecile. I don't like throwing, you know me, I don't like throwing words around. I enjoy more constructive criticism than just throwing silly names around like that. But at the end of the day, this guy's an imbecile. He's a bully. And I'm sorry, but he's never going to make money for Star Wars again. I honestly believe that Star Wars at this point would be stupid, that Disney would be stupid to hire this man to make another trilogy, because it's not going to make any money. Because not only did he make a bad film, again, he made a bad film, but also he's gone after so many people. He has become such a negative presence within the Star Wars community that guess what? There would be active, even I'm not a big boycotter of films, but even I, at this point, would boycott Rian Johnson's next film just because of how much of an ass he is. That's what it comes down to. And it's because of stuff like this. He says, wait, Zero, ha ha ha, laughing at him. And here's the big one that everyone seems to be talking about. And I think it is kind of, again, it shows you just how much of an adult Rian Johnson is. He says, when we were in production, we had a guy keeping an eye on online rumors. At some point, we started using zero as a verb, like throws trash at basket, but it slips out of your hand and falls behind you. Zeroed it. Basically saying that they made a joke out of Mike Zero. And again, as I said before, I'm not going to defend Mike Zero's channel. Again, that's not my job. It's not my job to do that. But what I will say is that Rian Johnson publicly going after a YouTuber in this way because Zero was being critical or was just trying to share information from sources that he might have. Again, I don't know. I don't know the sources that he has, but the fact that they made a joke out of it and that he put it out there, and then also just in the fact that he put this like, ha ha ha, my God, I can't believe Mike Zero was the one who started this. I can't believe it. It's like, Rian Johnson, dude, if you're going to go around calling other people man babies, if you're going to go and be critical of other people and attack fans of Star Wars, like you do a lot, and I mean, it's not hard to find them, because guess what? We can screenshot tweets. You can try and delete them. You and all your friends can try and delete en masse all the tweets that you've done attacking people in the past, but guess what? Not only can we screenshot, but also once it's out there, man. You can't take it back. So you might say, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or maybe he got reprimanded by someone. I don't know. But all I can say is that it's stuff like this that makes us dislike him even more. Not as a director, but as a person. As a person, we cannot stand this type of behavior. The fact that this guy will come and try and act like he's the victim when he himself is the one that's going after people, it's ridiculous. It's so hypocritical and it's so ridiculous. And I'm sorry, again, Disney, seriously, I don't know what you hear. I mean, apparently there's some guy who keeps an eye on online rumors. There might be people who monitor this kind of stuff on YouTube as well. I don't know. But all I can say is that if you give another Star Wars film to Rian Johnson, if you give another Disney film to Rian Johnson, there is going to be a massive, and again, you might say, oh, how do you describe massive? A massive boycott of the film. And guess what? I'm going to be a part of that. I don't like boycotting films. That's the reason why I'm still going to see Episode 9 in theaters. I'm not going to pay directly for it. I might pay for another film and then go magically into another screening. I don't know. But it's just, when it comes to this kind of behavior, same thing if there was a guy who was being actually despicable. Because again, I'll be honest here. Like, there are people doing worse things in Hollywood right now than Rian Johnson. Let's be honest. There are people doing so many worse things in Hollywood right now who, guess what, need to be exposed. And there are people in Hollywood who are speaking out against, oh, the Me Too, hashtag Me Too movement. And guess what? They're the ones who know exactly who is doing what, and they're the ones covering for them. I'm sorry, it's the hypocrisy of Hollywood. So I know, and I get comments like that all the time. I know that there are bigger things going on, but at the end of the day, what we have is a giant hypocrite. You can take that word giant and, you know, spin it the way that you want, who is going after YouTubers, who's going after people, and can't take criticism. And again, Disney, I dare you to give this man another Star Wars film or another Disney film, because I would love you to put $150 million, $200 million into a film project of his and just see how much you would lose, because guess what? It would get soloed. Anyway, guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, guys, thank y'all so much for y'all support. Y'all have been all amazing. We are doing a live stream tonight and tomorrow. We're doing our movie night tomorrow. It's a tight race right now between Clue and Three Amigos, so I will leave a link to that down below in the description. So please get that. Let your voice be heard. Even if you're not going to be available to watch it, get, you know, at least have your voice heard about what's your favorite comedy out of the list of films that are there. And hey, I would greatly appreciate that, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Y'all are amazing. Share this video also if you liked it. Have a great day. And as always, God bless.